No.
It just no.
No,
I mean,
like that.
I almost. Hey everybody, welcome back. Movie review time, where we geek out about a movie we just saw, and we just saw Addams Family, 2019. Now this is going to be our spoiler review. We're going to have a lot of spoiler review. I don't know if I said it right because the phone was falling. We're going to talk all kinds of spoilers about this movie. We may even spoil the ending first, all that kind of stuff. So, be wary about that. We'll give you a minute before we actually do the spoiler thing so we can tell you a few things, like you should watch our no spoiler review, which we have. There's a link in the description below. And you should watch that anyways, even if you're looking for the spoilers, because that gives more of what we actually thought of the movie. This is more of just detailed, nitpicky kind of stuff that we're going to talk about. Also, we don't consider ourselves movie reviewers or critics. We're just people that like movies and really like to talk about movies, which you can get more talk of by checking out the Stardust app or my Patreon. Look up TheEricButts. Use the links in the description below. And I think that's about right? So I think that's enough time to put down the baby, stop feeding it beer, and hit the pause button if you don't want spoilers. Yeah. Okay. Everybody catches that. All right, so spoilers. First spoiler, Eric's turning on the air conditioning, because it's getting a little bit warm again. And then second spoiler.
So they're all aliens.
I know, that was such a weird take on the Addams Family.
It seems like a bit of an easy out, really.
Yeah, I just didn't need that explained. I mean, that's like, why we don't want a history of that. Like, it takes away the mystique if you explore a character's history and their origin story. Yeah. They can't be scary anymore. I mean, and when Gomez did that to the TV host. I almost accidentally. I know. I almost spoiled something else. It's like, it's probably a little too soon. I don't want to give out any details of anything. But anyway, so there you go. Spoiler warning is over. But so yeah. So again, meh. Yeah. Well, I'll start then with the thing that bothers me about Cousin It.
Cousin It or
the thing? The thing. Sorry. Yeah. They gave Thing a Fitbit, which is actually kind of cute. And would have been funny if they had ever acknowledged it or referenced it at all.
I like the fact they had like a little app on it to give an eyeball.
But see, that I was going to get to that too. I didn't like that either. I'm like, I don't need that. Just give me it. Now, I thought it was cute when the marriage in the beginning, they had the bow tie on the wrist. Like, something like that was cute. But it's like, I mean, they didn't even go for any jokes with the Fitbit. Makes me think there was one and it's on the cutting room floor probably. But I was like, why? I think it's a minor issue, but
now my thing is going like, oh, that's cute. It has a Fitbit. it steps that way.
Yeah. Which we were also here's a random thing that has nothing to do with the movie. We were joking about I wanted to get more steps on mine than her, and so I was going to give her a piggyback ride, and we thought, would she still get the steps? Because she'd still be bouncing and still be moving. So why can't? But if you've tried that, let us know. Because I know you want to say some things about Lurch.
I love how they use Lurch for basically musical interludes.
And I love his love affair with the piano and the way they kind of show him like watching good homekeeping videos and stuff like that.
Reading Little Women,
yeah, his little bookshelf, which also does bring up a plot point. If Wednesday is not aware of the outside world at all, but they have television in there because Lurch was watching television from the outside world. So how does Wednesday never watch television?
She may not watch television.
I mean, I could see that, but it was definitely one of those things that took me out of the movie to think about.
Okay, this falls into the category of, why do you need to sell all these homes when you clearly have people living in all of them? Yeah,
I was bothered by that too, and I know you wanted to say something about that because that is really strange. That town looked well populated.
Yeah, it's just like, wait, which homes are for sale? Because it looks like you've already got all the people's. Yeah, and then because then when I was thinking, it's like, well, maybe they're like the hired actors that are just, and that's where they're living until the houses actually go up for sale, but that wasn't the case. But it seemed to be a fully established town. It was.
Yeah, I'm with you. And then they almost set up in the beginning like they're going to make the message of the movie is obvious, it's about, be yourself, don't conform, which, yeah, that's great. But it's like they really set that up in the beginning, and then they don't really play on it that hard. As hard as they set it up, they don't play on that note that much, because they set it up with the kids dancing and singing a song about it's so much better just to be like everybody else and dress like everybody. I was like, all right, so we're going to really push this. And then they kind of dropped that a little bit, except with the Wednesday and the other girl story. But it's just, I don't know, it felt undercooked to me, a lot of it, as opposed to that awesome video game Overcooked. But yeah, Lurch was pretty cool though. I did like that.
I like when he's playing green tomatoes.
Do what? Oh yeah, when he's playing green tomatoes.
Yeah.
Green onions?
That was green tomatoes.
I think it's green onions.
Is it green onions?
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, that one.
Pretty sure that's green onions.
Okay.
You can let us know in the comments. I was like, is my phone telling me? So my Fitbit just said, you and Mary are too close for comfort. Shut up, Fitbit. What are you, cock blocking me? Oh. Yeah, see, now it's comfort. Sorry for that. Random aside. But yeah, the way they find Lurch is, it's all right. They do a pretty decent job with the romance with Morticia and Gomez. But again, even that, like, it feels like they tried to go too kids movie maybe or something. Because even that, they kind of shy away from a lot of it. Even though the cartoony violence is cartoony, they cut away from a lot of the actual violent parts. Yeah,
that was actually something I was going to bring up.
Yeah, like, I mean, and it's a cartoon, so seeing a kid get hit in the back of the head with a shovel and knocked into a pit, like, I wouldn't think that would be that bad. Was this G or was this PG? You want to say something on it while we were...
Yeah, that was actually... So you were thinking about the same thing I was thinking about. Because it's one of those things that if you're not paying attention to the audio, you're going to completely miss the fact that she actually whacked him in the head.
Yeah. Hate when you go to touch the thing and something else loads right as you touch it and it takes you through 20 other pages.
But...
Sorry, I'm trying to find the rating. Oh!
Did you?
No, I don't have that. I just saw the Rotten Tomato scores. Not that I care about Rotten Tomato scores, but that seems about right. Audience score seems about right as well. For some reason, it does not have that information here.
Oh, why didn't you just go to IMDb?
Well, because they usually have that right here, and I was trying not to do too much on while we're talking for the video. But
yeah, so but yeah, it's like one of those things. Just like if, and I have a feeling like kids and stuff would miss that sort of thing.
Yeah, because again, it's not really holding the attention all that much. So it's PG.
It is PG?
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense though, and they definitely went towards the G end of PG.
Yeah, well, I guess where you do have people like throwing knives at each other and
they don't want the kids to
actually shooting people, because how many times does
Wednesday shoot Gomez?
No, not Gomez.
Or Fester.
Yes.
I didn't really like Fester in this. Now that we mentioned that, we talked about the good characterizations in the first non-spoiler video. I don't really think they didn't get Fester right for me, but that might also be I just really like Christopher Lloyd's Fester so much. I don't know. It just he felt a little off, and not like in the way he's supposed to feel off.
Yeah.
Then again, maybe they just didn't do enough weirdness for him, because that's what I was like. That's one of my other big complaints.
Didn't need to see him shirtless.
Yeah. Although I do really appreciate his no regrets tattoo, because I love that joke. So that's just Oh, and then here's one of the other things. The Watchmen reference.
Yeah.
Was Wednesday in the school. It's like I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. I was like, that's pretty cool, but really, we're doing a Watchmen line? And again, that was one of the things that got a laugh, and it seems like the homages were what got laughs more than any of the original comedy in there.
I did like the lion.
Yeah, the lion was pretty cute. And they could have done more of that too. I would like to have seen more of that. But again, that's what I want. I wanted more of the weirdness, and I just didn't really get it.
Just thinking, now here's the thing where I occasionally have to go, what about? Oh no, wait, that was the Monsters, because the Monsters had a dragon.
I do have some of that. Yeah, I do, because I kept wanting to.
Like, and there's where they tried to reboot. It's like, no, that was the Monsters. Oh my god, that Monsters reboot that they tried to use, it was so good. They should have done more.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Oh, well, also in the non-spoilers, we mentioned Cousin It. And we saved it because we weren't sure if it's really a spoiler or not. Because It is voiced by Snoop Dogg.
The thing's, it didn't really sound like Snoop Dogg.
It did. They pitched his voice up, and they probably sped it up too. But I could tell in like the inflections. They just put him in a booth and just let him go. Just do this Snoop Dogg thing, and it's like I'm hesitant.
Speak gibberish like you normally do.
I mean, I was gonna do some of the Snoop Dogg stuff, but I'm like, man, I'm gonna make it sound so white if I do. But I mean, he could just be in there like gobbledy gobbledy goo, or something. They just speed up, so it's like gobbledy gobbledy goo.
Yeah, but the thing is, because it was sped up and everything, I really do feel like literally anybody could have done that.
Yeah, like it is a bit overkill, but honestly, particularly with how this movie actually plays out, the whole cast is overkill. The whole cast is way more talented than this movie than the writing in this movie deserved. Yeah. And again, I mean, maybe the writing was great. I get a sense that it's possible this was executive tampering, like coming in and saying, no, we got to scale all this way down, way back, you know, because I feel like the DNA of a really fun time was there, but it just didn't.
Oh God, what happens if you let them have an R-rated Addams Family?
Hot sex with us afterwards, because we'll be really enjoying it. I don't know. But yeah, so there's that. Pugsley and his relationship with his dad, that stuff's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, like, there's not even really a lot to say.
Yeah, it's just like, because it's all very cliche. It's all very
paint by numbers.
Paint by numbers, yeah.
Yeah, and then I will say probably the coolest thing they did in the whole movie though was when the end credits start.
Oh yeah.
They actually recreated with this animation. They played the original theme song and recreated the original TV show opening. So that was really a nice touch. And then there was some cool art under the song that I guess the Migos did with Snoop Dogg, and then nothing else. You know, post credits.
Actually, I can't say. I know I was bouncing to it a bit, but I'm sitting here going like, this literally could be any song. Yeah,
it really sounds like any. I mean, not that either of us are hip hop aficionados, but it sounded like kind of any generic hip hop you would hear right now.
Super generic.
Yeah.
And it's going like, you occasionally hear a few notes of the Addams riff in there, but I'm just sitting here going like,
yeah.
Hammer did this so much better.
And that's the kind of movie this is. We're sitting here reviewing the Snoop Dogg song in the end credits more than the movie. But she liked the Christina Aguilera song, so there was that. But yeah, I mean, just disappointed. I mean, I kind of went in with like low expectations,
or something
like that. I went in with low expectations, and I was hoping maybe it would be better, you know. But nah, it was just pretty much exactly what was expected. So that's a bummer. But I don't really think I have anything else because again, not a lot happens, and especially nothing really that's spoilery. So.
I'd say I did like the very beginning with Morticia getting ready for her wedding.
That was cute, and you know what? I was immediately what I would have liked there. I mean, that's just I'm just saying is I was thinking, oh, are we actually going to see them like go on their first date or see like Gomez meet Morticia for the first time? So I was actually a little bit disappointed when it was like, oh, we're actually doing the wedding. But then I got behind it because that was really cool. But I was like, that thought popped in my brain. I was like, that'll be really neat to see them like meet and fall in love and do like a 5-minute, like almost Up Without the Sadness style opening sequence, you know.
Well, you did get a little bit of that actually in with the family photos.
Yeah, a little bit.
Which is actually a lot of how the Up sequence also goes, I think.
Yeah, to a degree. So yeah. But anyways, I mean, that was kind of cool. And I do like that she was using like her mom's dead ashes for eyeshadow and stuff like that.
Her dad's ashes for blush. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and then it's also really cute because, you know, at first the opening of this movie had me kind of baffled in a lot of times too, because I was like, that was borderline like almost super sexy. Like I could feel like they actually did this pulling up the stocking shot for Morticia and they had to cut it from the movie or something because they kind of had some of those shots, you know, like her sitting up out of bed and like the cover falls just to here. I was like, oh, we're gonna do this. All right, I'm in. And it's like, no, it's definitely a kid's movie. It's like, oh, okay. So that was kind of odd. And then when the townsfolk decide to try to murder all the Addams family, and then the Addams family starts swinging swords at all of them and slashing at them, and I was like, for a minute, I'm like, oh, we're doing this. It's like, nope. Then their pants, it's like they just slashed everybody's belts and their pants fall down, which was kind of cute. And I was like, okay, good. That makes a little more sense. I wasn't ready for the Addams family coming out just murdering townsfolk. Although that would be kind of neat. But
again, forget that R-rated.
Yeah. And then I guess one other thing while I mentioned it, because we mentioned the blush with Morticia, was that was pretty cute when Wednesday finally shocked her. And
all the color rushed to her face.
Yeah, and then the bat came and sucked all the blood back out. That was cute too.
That was funny.
So I mean, there are a few moments, but they're very few and far between. That's kind of the problem.
Again, I think Lurch is probably one of my favorite things in this movie.
I think he's probably the best and most consistently funny character in this movie too.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else though? Because that's about all I got, I think.
I did think it was interesting that his room was basically a padded cell.
Yeah,
like a homemade padded cell.
Yeah, I guess that's his creature comforts. And I like his introduction after he gets hit by the car, and the Gomez's are like, that place is perfect. And he goes, roar, and then they hand him his luggage, and he's like, roar. Lead the way, old boy.
That's sort of like a very Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes sort of.
And maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's moments earlier on, they set up that it's going to be this high energy, spastic kind of comedy like you would expect, and then it stops being that. I think that might also be part of the problem. Because again, I think the Wednesday stuff stayed pretty true. It was entertaining, but and not that any of it was terrible or anything. It's just kind of meh. I mean, meh is the best description I can give you.
Yeah.
Which I think is honestly the worst thing for anything to be. I mean, at least if I hate it, you've still made me feel something. The last thing I want a movie to do is make me feel bored. You know, either make me feel excited or angry about it, but don't make me bored.
I think it's just like, if I remember anything, it might actually be just because it was in the previews and I've seen it a bunch of times, is the red balloon. It's like,
yeah,
there's a murderous clown attached to the other end of one of these.
Yeah, a lot of the big jokes were also given away in the trailers too, so there's that. Although I did like the boom guy disappearing and then showing up later, tearing out from behind the painting. That was kind of cute. All right, well, I guess that's enough of that. Next week you get 2 movies. We got Jay and Silent Bob Reboot on Tuesday, and I don't remember what the hell we're seeing Thursday, but we're seeing something cool. I guess
Zombieland?
Zombieland, yes, double tap, good call. All right, so we'll be back for those. But in the meantime, you can click that thumbs up button, give us that good old thumb of encouragement, as we do love to be encouraged. You can check out the Stardust app or my Patreon page. Look up TheEricButts. Use the link in the description below. I just did a review of the 1988 The Blob to see if it still holds up. Spoiler alert, it does. And I believe that's free over there. Also, earlier this week, I put out my review for Brightburn. Next week, I got a review for Ma. So, you know, there's some cool stuff over there if you want to check out the Patreon. All right. Boop at you. My turn to boop at a nose. All right. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here so we can boop at a nose and see some more stuff. We'll see you all later.